Hey YouTubers, Starfire here. So I'm going to be doing the flash review by myself because Raven had to work. So, yeah, it is season 4, episode 2, called Mixed Signals. Alright, so I live tweeted on Twitter. I don't know why this keeps freezing. I'm just going to close everything. Sorry. Okay, so, yeah, it is season 4, episode 2, Mixed Signals, and I live tweeted on Twitter, during the episode. So those of you that were seeing that, thank you for your replies and everything. Yeah, this was actually a really fun episode. I liked this episode a lot, and I read a quote where Candice Patton was saying that they're kind of going back to a lot of the lightheartedness and the humor that they had in season 1 with like the comedy and stuff, and so it's been fun for them to get to play a lot of that stuff again because she's had a lot of drama and emotional stuff. And so she's, excited to be able to kind of show her comedic chops because in this season with, how they're kind of going back to basics, I guess you could say. So yeah, basically we saw Iris and Barry go to couples therapy because there was some miscommunication happening, and Iris wanted to be on the same page because Barry had already made arrangements with the wedding stuff, and he'd canceled things without talking to her about it, and he thought he was just being a good fiance and being a good person, but in reality, especially when it comes to wedding stuff, you really need to talk to your person about that. You need to be working together and be a team when it comes to that kind of stuff. I mean, I know the women like to just kind of plan it themselves and kind of just let the husband do or let the fiance do whatever, but I feel like if you want, a wedding and a marriage is a joint partnership anyway, so not having any part in it is kind of I don't know, it defeats the purpose. I feel like you both need to be involved in every aspect of it. Not necessarily the dress and that kind of thing, but I mean when it comes to, deciding on what food or the cake or, the venue and the band and all that kind of stuff. Those things need to be decided together. And the other stuff the dress and the vows and things, yeah, those can be more individual because, you're writing them. If you're writing your own vows, you're going to write them and you don't want the other person to know what they are until the day. And so things like that, yeah, but trying to help by not having her stress about it, yeah, that was a nice thing to do. But at the same time, she'd like to be able to know what it was that you did, find out where it was and how you arranged all of it and just those kind of things. So there was miscommunication happening, and I just totally went on a rant about weddings. I'm so sorry. But it was kind of awkward because they couldn't really explain to the therapist that he was a superhero and all this stuff. So it made talking about certain things kind of uncomfortable because they couldn't really be that open about it. But I did like that, Iris did open up and tell him the other reason why she was having a hard time, and it was because he just left her. And she was still having a hard time dealing with that. And, I think that was kind of a big realization for Barry. Wow, I didn't realize that this was still affecting you as much as it was. And, I'm glad that he came to her and told her the reason and said, he was scared and all this kind of stuff. And I love how they parallel them, because in this episode, Iris said, "You're everything to me," and then, in season 2, season 2 or 3, yeah, 2, he said, "You're everything to me, and you always have been," in the dinosaur, I completely forgot the name of that episode, but you guys know which one I'm talking about if you're West Allen fans. I I just love that it paralleled that. Like, he said it in that episode, and then Iris said it in this episode, and I just feel like it was a really nice kind of parallel to that, and, you know, just their relationship and what they mean to each other, and it's just so beautiful. Seriously, like, I want to cry with how beautiful their relationship is. It's truly just one of the most special, amazing, beautiful relationships that I've seen on a TV show. And I have a couple others that I consider my top faves, like Nathan and Haley from One Tree Hill. Believe me, if you have not seen them and if you have not seen that show, you are definitely doing yourself a disservice, because they are seriously one of the greatest TV couples that have ever graced TV, aside from West Allen. But that's just totally me just promoting them because I love them so much. But anyway, I love West Allen so much. They're couple goals. Like, seriously, they're so, I know that there was like miscommunication going on and there was mixed signals in this episode, but they're just normally so in tune with each other. Like, even though they've been having some issues with like working together because she's working, you know, on the team now, and like, you know, she's kind of fully a part of it, I feel like they always still, at the end of the day, are able to just come together and just work really, really well together because he listens to her. Whenever he's fighting a villain or something and he's struggling and he's scared and he doesn't know what to do, like, he trusts in Iris because she's the one that can always pull him through, no matter what. And I loved that, you know, when he said, I'm the Flash, I'm the one who carries the weight on my shoulders. She's like, no, when I put this ring on, it became about more than just you and all that. It became about us. Like, you're not the Flash, Barry, we are. And I loved that because it just symbolizes, you know, teamwork and partnership and what relationships are supposed to be and what a marriage is supposed to be. And I just feel like they represent that so beautifully. And yeah, they have their problems, but they always are able to talk about them, and they're always able to talk with each other and, you know, come to a solution and just figure it out, and they're always there for each other. And it's just such an amazing relationship to watch unfold. And I love watching them, and I look forward to their scenes, even no matter how small they are. Like, I look forward to seeing them every week. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get emotional, but like, they tug at my heartstrings, okay? They're just so beautiful and amazing. And anyway, so I liked that we were seeing, you know, them be very domestic and be coupley and go to therapy and just, you know, try to work it out. Yeah, they can work things out on their own, but in the case of this, I think that them going there and her just like, you know, expressing that to him and being emotional about it really just kind of opened his eyes and got him to realize, okay, you know, I've been kind of just so focused on being back and just being the Flash, and like, I need to, you know, kind of refocus and realize that, you know, we're working together now and we need to communicate and all this stuff. Oh, and I loved when he you know, it was the total like risky business thing. I loved with like Old Time Rock and Roll was playing and he was dancing around. That was awesome. But anyway, yeah. And then just seeing, you know, Gypsy and Cisco, like, I really love them, and I love seeing Cisco with someone, because, like, you know, he's such a, like, nerdy pop culture science person, and, like, seeing him have someone that, like, gets him and, like, connects with him and everything, I think it's nice. And, you know, like, I know that he felt like a stupid person for, you know, kind of blowing her off, and then I loved when she explained the reason why it had to be that day, because 111 day is celebrated on their Earth, and it's like, you know, when you celebrate the day with the one person you love, and like 1 and 1 is, you know, one. And so, like, I liked that. I thought that it was nice seeing that kind of, like, vulnerable side of her, because she's always so, you know, tough, and it was just nice seeing another side to her that you don't normally see. So, and then, like, she looks so pretty in her dress. Like, Cisco and her just are so hot and have amazing chemistry. Like, I seriously love them. But yeah, like, I just, I liked all the couple related stuff in the episode, and just how, yeah, there was mixed signals going on, Cisco and Gypsy and Barry and Iris and everything, but, like, you know, they were both able to work them out, and Cisco and Gypsy had their date, and Barry and Iris were happy and, you know, talked about everything, and it ended up being good. And, like, you know, that's what I love about it. Yeah, sometimes things are dealt with too fast and resolved too fast with CW shows, but I feel like with The Flash, they really tend to get it right. I feel like The Flash is special, because I feel like that show is the one show where, for the most part, they get everything right. And that's one of the reasons why it's my favorite. It's always fun to watch. It's always exciting. It's always fun. It's always, you know, there's always something about it that just, you know, makes me happy, whether it's a West Allen scene or makes me cry or makes me emotional. Like, no matter what it is, it's just one of those shows that just gets to you in all the right ways. It's just so good. So Barry had to deal with this guy Kilgore, who basically, you know, got into electric stuff, like there's radios and all this stuff, and tried to mess with people, and pretty interesting. And then, of course, the Thinker is up to no good, and he wants to find all the others meaning who exactly? Other villains, so that he can recruit them to kill the Flash? Like, what is he talking about? I guess we'll find more out about that as the season goes on. In terms of, like, other things that happen, Cisco and, well, his alterations that he did to Barry's suit, and the whole, you know, blowing up really big. That was so funny. Totally reminded me of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, when Violet starts blowing up like a blueberry. But yeah, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. It was fun, and I just, like I said, I can't say enough things about West Allen. I could go on for days, and I'd probably just end up repeating myself so many times. But they're just amazing. And, you know, they're just, yeah. But anyway, I feel like I should be saying more about the episode aside from just that, but they were kind of the central focus of the episode for the most part. Like, West Allen, and then, like, Cinco, which is Cynthia, and Cisco, because her name is Cynthia, but she goes by Gypsy. I don't remember what she was being called, what they were calling them before that. There was another name, I think. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, they both were kind of, like, the main parts of it. Like this episode was very couple centered. It was very couples focused, and so I liked seeing that. I like how the name of the episode always kind of plays into what actually happens in the episode. Like, there were a lot of mixed signals going on in the episode, and so I like that, you know, the title kind of always has to do with what actually does happen. It's kind of cool how that all works out. But yeah, like, I think we're gonna see some pretty interesting stuff with the Thinker, and you know, I'm excited to just see more of like West Allen and being engaged and being happy and, you know, wedding planning and all that stuff. So yeah, I really feel like I don't have a whole lot else to say about it. If Raven were here, we probably would be talking about a lot of other random things that might not necessarily be related to the episode. But I hope you still enjoy my review. I tried to talk about everything. I honestly didn't have anything that I disliked about the episode. I just truly pretty much liked everything. And yeah, like I said, I pretty much started off the first 5 or 6 minutes of this video just talking about West Allen and weddings and marriage. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the episode as well, and got enjoyment out of my live tweets if you saw them, and on our Twitter. I'm going to start trying to do that more often. I'm going to try to do it with like all the Flash episodes, because I mean, if we live tweet, I'm not going to do it. But when I'm not live tweeting and we do the review after, I will or not live tweeting. When we're live streaming, I won't live tweet. But when I'm not, or when we're not, and we just do the review after, like normal, I'll live tweet. Because that way I can still kind of interact with everybody and watch the episode at the same time. You're just not seeing us or seeing me. But I still think it's nice, and it keeps the Twitter active, aside from me from just posting the reviews on there for people. Like, it keeps it, you know, keeps more people following, more people find out about it because of tags and things like that. So, you know, I think it's a good way to kind of keep it going. And I'll try to do it with other shows, but a lot of the time I don't get to see. The only shows that we review that I usually watch when they air are Supergirl and The Flash. So those would probably be the two that I would live tweet. Most definitely The Flash. But I mean, if I were to live tweet any others, it would probably be Supergirl. Maybe Once Upon a Time, just because like we're watching that again, and this season is, you know, gonna be pretty good. So, so yeah, like it just all depends on if I'm watching it live or not. But yeah. So that's basically what you have to look forward to with The Flash and Twitter and all that stuff. With The Flash, we pretty much decided that we're probably going to do the reviews together every other week, because Raven doesn't always know her work schedule ahead of time, and she's usually scheduled to work on Tuesdays. And so if she's working, I'll be doing the review by myself. If she's not, then we're going to do them together. So you're probably not going to see her as much as you'd like to. It just all depends on her work schedule. But yeah, that's how everything's pretty much gonna go. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed what I had to say, and I'll share this on Twitter like always, and thanks for watching, and you know, please comment, rate, subscribe, share, and do all that fun stuff. So until next time, keep believing in the impossible.